Okay, let's go ahead and practice some very easy fraction problems. So this would be a great starter review for those of you who want to do a quick refresher on fractions. So this is a good starting point, okay? Obviously, I'm emphasizing the word easy here, so there's more to fractions than just this. But let's just make sure you have the basics down, the very basics down. And we're going to do these four problems, and you can see here that we have addition, multiplication, division and subtraction. So we'll go through the basic math operations with these fraction problems. And then from this point, you'll want to go ahead and continue to build your knowledge or review things like the lowest common denominator, which I have a lot of videos on, and additional fraction problems that are a little more challenging. You can find those on my channel in my pre-algebra playlist. Okay, so I have a lot of additional videos on fractions. So this would be a nice, good, basic starting point for those of you out there who need to review fractions. But before we get into these problems, let me go ahead and quickly introduce myself. My name is John. I'm the founder of TabletClass Math. I'm also a middle and high school math teacher, and over many years, I've constructed what I like to believe is one of the best online math programs out there. Of course, I'll let you be the judge of it. You can find a link to my Math Help program in the description of this video. But in my Math Help programs, basically what I offer is full, complete, comprehensive courses. So if you need to take a full online course, I can help you. But if you need assistance in your current math class, if you're taking a class right now, which I assume maybe you are if you're watching this video, my program can help you as well. Okay, and in there you'll find complete comprehensive lessons, again, much more detailed than the things I do on YouTube, and I teach you how to solve the most common type of problems that you'll face in middle and high school mathematics. I literally solve thousands of problems, all video based. Now, if you are studying mathematics, one thing I must stress after decades of teaching math is the number one indicator that I see from students, and that is those students with the best notes almost always have the best math grades. And the reverse is true. Those students who struggle with notes, don't take notes, have sloppy notes, inconsistent notes, maybe their dog ate their homework and their notes. You get the picture, right? If you you gotta, if you want to take a, if you want to think about how well you're going to do a math, take a look at your notes. It's a very good indicator. So definitely improve in note taking. But in the meantime, you need something to study from. So I actually offer very detailed, comprehensive notes. Those would include pre-algebra, Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, and Trigonometry. You can find a link to those in the description of this video. Okay, so let's get into these problems here. And again, very, very easy. Doesn't really require much work at all. And if you want to go ahead and pause the video and just quickly see if you can determine the answers, I think that would make it more interesting. Of course, a little bit more, challenging or honest in terms of your, checking your skills, right? So this video is all about you and your ability to do work with fractions. So let's get going, and we'll just do one problem at a time. And we'll start off with addition. Okay, so we have 1/2 plus 5/2, okay? Now, what's the deal with addition? Now, when you're adding or subtracting fractions, okay, the number one thing we need to check is that the denominators are the same, okay? And if the denominators are the same, all we're going to do is going to write that denominator. In this case, it's 2. And then we're going to add the numerators, okay? And these are the numerators. So just real quick, here's my fraction 1/2. Remember, we called this bottom number the denominator, and we called the top number the numerator, okay? So here, to finish this problem up, if the denominators are the same, I write the same denominator, and then I add the numerator. So that's going to be 1 plus 5, and of course 1 plus 5 is 6, and 6 over 2. This is the fraction, okay? This is what this is equal to, okay? But let's think about it. 6 over 2, this fraction here, this means division. So 6 over 2 is equivalent to the fraction 6, or sorry, the problem, or the expression 6 divided by 2, which of course is 3, okay? So that would be the final answer. But again, just a real quick basic review on adding and subtracting fractions. If the denominators are the same, we simply just add the numerator and we write that one denominator. Now, let's talk about when the denominators aren't the same. So if I had 1/2 plus 5/3, thirds. Now, this is where it gets a little bit more interesting, okay? So some of you might be like, yeah, I remember this now. What do we do? Well, this is where all that LCD business, and this is typically where students are like, I hate doing the LCD, and I get it. Been teaching math for a long, long time. I'm sure decades ago when I was a student, I was like, I don't like fractions either. It's such a hassle to figure out what the LCD is, but we're not going to get into this particular problem, but just remember, when the denominators are not the same, okay, then we got to go through, find the lowest common denominator, and then rewrite these fractions such that they have the same denominator. In this case, the fractions would be the lowest common denominator is 6. So we have to rewrite these particular fractions such that the lowest common denominator is 6, or each fraction is expressed as with the denominator as 6. Again, don't want to go off on too many tangents, but I just want to stress, the word easy, and let's just keep with that deal, okay? So remember, adding and subtracting fractions, the same kind of concept, right? And we'll do a subtraction problem here in a second. All right, now let's move on to multiplication. And it doesn't get much easier when we're talking about multiplying fractions, because all we're going to do is multiply the respective denominators and numerators. You're just going to multiply across like so, and we'll have our answer. So let's go ahead and break this down. So 3 times 4, let's write it this way, 3 times 4, and then we have 7 times 5, like so. Okay, that's all we do. We're going to multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators. Of course, this would be 12 over 35, and that is it. Super easy, so we can just give ourselves a real happy face there. Like, yes, math is easy, direct, that's how we like it, right? Now, anytime you're working with fractions, I'm not going to get into it in this video, but when you do get an answer, you always want to consider, is it fully simplified? Do we need to what we call reduce, right? Or simplify a fraction. Again, these are all subtopics in the broader pictures of working with fractions. And of course, you can check out my additional videos on my YouTube channel that I go, if you like my teaching style, then I got a ton of stuff. Especially, typically I put them on more basic kind of math topics in my pre-algebra playlist. You can find a lot of additional stuff on this, but again, we're keeping it easy for this video. All right, so that was multiplication. So far we've done addition and we've done multiplication. All right, let's move on. Now, again, I'm not dealing with mixed numbers here. Let me just, give you an example. If I have 2 1/3 and I'm multiplying by, 8 over 13, I haven't done that problem. So here, this is what we call a mixed fraction. I have to change this to an improper fraction, and this would be what? 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1. So 6 plus 1 is 7/3. So I just change that over 7/3 times 8, 13, and then I would multiply across just like as we just did in this particular problem. Okay, so again, fractions have a lot of little twists and things like reducing or improper fractions, etc., etc. But we're going to keep it easy, and let's keep the flow going here. And we'll move on to division. Okay, so division is pretty cool. Let me erase this so we could just focus on division. Now, in order to divide fractions, we first need to know how to multiply. Okay, once we know how to multiply, then we can divide fractions, because effectively what we're going to do is we're going to take a division problem and we're going to change it into a multiplication problem, and then we're going to do that problem. Okay, so here we have one fraction, 3/8 divided by 1/7. We're not going to do this problem. We're going to change this division problem into a multiplication problem. Okay, so how does that work? Well, we're going to do this. Here's how it works. Okay, the fraction to the right of the division operator, that's this fraction, right? Okay, so the fraction to the right of the division operator, we're going to flip upside down. Okay, so 1/7, if I flip it upside down, I get 7 over 1. Okay, if I have 3/8 and I flip it upside down, I get 8/3. This is called the reciprocal, right? But you could just think of it as flipping it upside down. So this is going to be 7 over 1, but I haven't really talked about what I'm going to do with this first fraction. This first fraction we leave alone. Okay, so this is just 3/8, and we're going to switch it when we go from division to multiplication. All we're going to do is flip this second fraction, find the reciprocal of it. So we can rewrite a division problem, okay, 3/8 divided by 1/7, we could turn this into a multiplication problem by just simply flipping the fraction to the right of the division operator, and this now becomes a multiplication problem. And we like that because we already know how to multiply. We just did a problem there. Okay, multiplication is super easy because we just simply multiply across, right? So if we already know how to multiply fractions, then we just take division problems, turn them into multiplication problems, and then here we have 7 times 3. Let's write it out. 7 times 3 over 8 times 1. Of course, that would be 21 over 8. And for those of you out there, again, are wondering that, oh, do I need to take 8 and divide it into 21? No, it's not necessary. That's creating a mixed fraction. You need to know how to do that. Again, more follow-on fraction topics that you want to review, okay? So, but it's not necessary to do that. Remember, the main thing is when you're finished doing a fraction problem, always want to make sure that it is fully simplified, fully reduced, etc. Okay, but we're keeping it easy in this video. Okay, keeping it easy. So if you're getting all this, okay, so far we did addition, and we did multiplication, and we did division. So that leaves us with our last problem, subtraction, and we kind of already tipped our hands on what that was going to look like, right? So addition and subtraction are basically the same, okay? So what do we have to do? We have to look at the denominators, okay? And we're going to say, okay, these denominators, are they the same? Yes, they are the same. So we're going to go ahead and write the fraction over here with the same denominator, 13, and then we're just going to go ahead and perform the operation in the numerator. So when we were adding fractions, we added the numerators, but here it's subtraction, so we're going to go and just subtract the numerators just like this. So whatever this operation is, that's what we're going to do in the numerator. So of course 9 minus 5, if my math is correct, that is 4, so that would be 4 over 13, and we are done. Okay, again, you always want to make sure that these fractions are fully simplified and or reduced. Okay, so that's basically it. Easy stuff. That's where you want to, kind of get your confidence going, right? So here we talked about adding, all right? We talked about multiplication, division, and subtraction. Now, there's all kinds of unique twist, especially with adding and subtracting. All right, this is I have to say probably the number one thing that gets students worked up is finding the LCD, and that can be quite challenging. And that's why I've done more than a few videos on how to find the LCD. So need to really become an expert in that because fraction problems are not going to always be this way. Nice and easy. We would just love for everything to be easy, but that's not reality, right? And then, in terms of multiplication and division, well, again, we can make it more interesting by adding what we call mixed numbers and etc. Then we can always throw in some positive and negative. Here, let me write it this way, not to confuse you. Some positive and negative values. So you can start adding all kinds of different twists into the world of fractions to make it more challenging. Okay, but anytime you're learning something, it's always smart to start with the easy stuff. Get the basic principles down, practice that, get confidence going, and then start adding to your math toolbox, if you will. Okay. All right, so hopefully this video was a nice little quick review for you in terms of fractions, but don't stop there, all right? Continue to build your fraction knowledge. But if you enjoyed this video, liked it in some manner, please consider smashing that like button. And if you're new to my YouTube channel, please consider subscribing. If you like my teaching style, I've been on YouTube for like over 10 years at the time of this video. I literally have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos on my channel organized in various playlists. Why do I have all those videos? Because I love teaching math. I love helping people learn this subject. Okay. But if you want my best help, just follow those links in the description of this video. But with that being said, I definitely wish you all the best in your mathematics adventures. Thank you for your time and have a great day.